Wednesday. Hello and welcome everybody to our midweek check-in. If you are new to the live or new to my channel, a huge welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. And if you are returning, welcome back. And I'm so glad that you are coming back to join me. And I know it takes effort to put time aside to dedicate to yourself. And weirdly enough, that is the topic of today's talk. If you'd like to join the weekly live sessions, you can head over to my website, soniakillik.com, and there is a link there that will add it to your calendar to make your life easy. Alternatively, you can catch the recording on YouTube. If you do, I would love it if you like and subscribe. And of course, share this content if there is somebody in your life who you feel needs to hear this. A reminder that my Miserable to Marvelous course is so close to be launching. It's like so close. You can go back to my website and head over to the courses link, and you can pop your details in there if you'd like to be notified. And it is coming soon. I will put the link in the comments. And then finally, if you would like, sorry, I've got a little restricted notice coming up here. If you would like to share some suggestions of what you would like to see in these live sessions, or things that you would like me to cover, but also what I'm feeling is perhaps during lockdown. In fact, no, it wasn't lockdown. It was 2019. I was doing live coaching for very brave volunteers on my Facebook group, and I really enjoyed that. So if you guys would like me to do more live coaching sessions with one of you, and again, it's completely free, and you can let me know if you'd like to participate, then put that in the comments and I can start scheduling those, and I would quite like to start those again. All right, so for those of you who know me, you know that I use cards to help me channel my intuition. It's a very strong tool for me to shut off my thinking mind and get into feeling and knowing. And that is something that I'm going to bring up a little bit later today after I've chatted about the messages coming through today. So the topic is how to move forward when you don't want to, when you feel like you've got nothing left inside of you and you actually don't want to, you don't know how to. How do we move forward? How do we keep forward in action? Okay, so sometimes I feel like I need to share the cards with you. Other times I don't. Today is one of those days where I am sharing the imagery because as it helps me to tap in, and I'm sure it will help you as well, get the richness of the pictures to help you understand what I'm talking about. So the overall theme for today, and I have a strong feeling, I'm going to have to go back and watch my last videos, that this has come up before. All right, horses in motion. So the energy is motion. How do we move forward? How do we keep motion and momentum in our lives, whether that's in our work, our personal goals, our relationship, and the kind of general feel, and that's the feeling that I'm getting, is this general feeling of, is my life actually moving forward, or am I fooling myself? Okay. And I'm feeling like all the various topics that we discuss every week are kind of like starting to come together. I think it was one of the very first lives of 2021 where we spoke about busyness. All right, so there's this feeling of how do we create motion in our life, but very conscious motion. And how do we keep that going when we are feeling really at a lack of energy, a lack of new direction, and a lack of belief. Okay. So we have the Four of Cups, we have Strength, and then we have the Five of Pentacles. I hate it, the thing's always like mirrored, so I never know which direction I am. So this one I'll be first. Let me discuss this first. This is this feeling of, like I've been working, I've been doing things. Why? How much longer do I have to keep doing what I've been doing? I've been putting in the effort, I've been trying to change, I've been trying to shift things, and I'm tired. Okay. Now, when this card comes up, it is a very strong message that the work is not done. And I think you know that the work is not done. In the middle, we have strength. And of course, strength is what is required. And we're going to discuss what kind of strength, because that's the important part. And then we have the Five of Pentacles. And as you can see by her body language, it's just this real energy of feeling defeated, feeling tired, and really not knowing what else to do, how else to manifest what it is that you want. So, and as per usual, although I try and be completely objective in my live sessions, because I really want to be of service to you, and I really want to make sure that I don't filter anything that I'm saying today with my own personal agenda or anything of that nature. However, we are all connected, and I am very much aware that there is definitely a beautiful synergy between things that I've become aware of in my own life, my own consciousness, things that I'm personally working with, and of course the fact that we are all together in this space, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the recorded, right? We have a connection of energy. Now, excuse me, last night I've been working, I'm forever trying to elevate, finding ways, and the most simplest way in which we can eliminate fear, eliminate limitations, and how we can elevate our abilities, our consciousness, and the speed, right, in which we can achieve what it is that we want. That's kind of like my life goal, my life purpose. I really want to simplify and understand the best way to manage this thing called the human being, okay? And very often what happens is when we get to this point, and this energy's been coming up a lot lately, right? This like, how much more do I keep going? Am I doing the right thing? And when we get to these challenges and these blocks in our life, sometimes we interpret it, and I wrote this down, I want to make sure I got this right. Yeah, we interpret it as an end point. We say, well, this is the end. I've now reached my end. Either in terms of energy, resources, money, ideas, support, whatever it may be, I'm at the end. And then we have to dig deep. And we have to find that strength within us to keep going, to keep that momentum going. If we have reached the point where we're like, I don't know if I have any more strength left, okay, then what we need to do is we need to go back to the drawing board. And of course, we are the drawing board. So the overall guidance that I am hearing today is, are you using your learned wisdom from the past? And there is an enormous amount that you have accumulated throughout your life. But are you using that consciously to do things in a different way? So you might be putting in the effort. Now, whatever is going on for you, and I'm feeling like it's not a specific area. It's not like it's my career or my money. I'm feeling like it's a holistic experience of all of the areas in your life, including your relationships, your money, your health, all of it. It's like this feeling of, I don't know what else to do. Like, I'm conscious of what I need to change. I'm conscious of where I want to go to, but I'm just not managing to bridge that gap. Okay. So this idea of, and it's quite a well-known saying, I think it's been attributed to Einstein, but I read that on the internet, so who knows, but he probably did say it. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now, how are you doing that in your life? Because just by recognizing the things that you need to change, it's not enough. Yes, it's a very strong starting point, but it's not enough. So if you have recognized how you are self-sabotaging yourself. What relationships in your life are draining you or lack boundaries or lack health? Have you changed them or stepped away from them? So have you done the actual steps that it requires in order to elevate this experience for yourself, in order to help you continue your momentum, continue your movement forward and bigger? And actually, I've just gone absolutely blank. I don't know if I've mentioned that I did a little online webinar last night. But anyway, I've been feeling this need as well within myself, where for me, my level of frustration probably is bigger than yours, because this is like every moment of my life. This is all I do, right? This is my work, and I'm just a little bit obsessed about it. And something called for me to sign up to this webinar, this masterclass last night. And it only started at 7:30. And by that stage, I was like, eh. But I thought, you know what, I'm doing it. So I signed in and I watched it, and it was focused on chakra healing. Very quickly, chakras are the energy centers of where our major systems connect, right? Our physical body, our mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, how they all connect and how they allow us to function. So we've got a energy connection of survival, connection, sexuality, ideas, inspiration, insights, etc. Now, when we are experiencing blocks in our life, when we are experiencing this, right, this really defeated, not knowing where else to turn energy, we have to very bravely and very deliberately do it differently. And it's a very fine balance between taking our wisdom from the past, and that's something else I'm going to chat to you about at the end of this. So what is your learned experience? If I speak in this way, I get this reaction. If I engage with these people, this happens in my life. If I procrastinate, then this happens, right? So I know that you are aware of how you self-sabotage yourself. And this learned experience needs to be integrated and actually used. Otherwise, we will keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So, if we are desiring change and an expansion of our life in all areas, we actually have to physically do it. And that's, of course, when we get into the area of, and we spoke about this last week, that comfort zone, right? And we have to, and it's uncomfortable. God, it's so uncomfortable to do things differently. But there's no point going through all the hardships and the change and everything that you've gone through. There's no point in going through all of that if you don't use the learning. And I'm feeling like that is what this message of strength is for today. Because it does take strength to do things differently. It does take strength to step outside of your norm. To say no, to walk away, and to consciously accept that the way we used to do things is no longer working. And there's another energy that's coming through for me. You'll notice in all of these imageries and these cards that it's all very solitary, right? It's one person by themselves. And that is the crux of life. And if you're on the self-development journey, if you are desiring to live a conscious and really awesome and powerful life, you have to take absolute accountability and responsibility for your life and your experience. And I'm feeling that there is a big part of you, and I can identify with this as well. In fact, I was very conscious of this within me on Monday, of wanting the world to change for us, wanting these circumstances to just shift. Like, I've put in the hours, fuck me, I've worked hard, I've done it. Like, why are the results not manifesting? Why am I not seeing the results? So there's this there's this probably unconscious and conscious energy of needing support, needing somebody else to give us the answers, to help us, to smooth the way for us. And so that the world can give us what it is that we are wanting, needing, and working for. But the true power comes in the form of you. And if you have reached a block in your life, do not interpret it as an endpoint. Interpret it as such a clear guidance system, right? It is a very clear message to you saying, hang on a second, you're not going to be able to move forward until you look at this. Okay, so these blocks and these challenges are not, I know we like to look at science, and here's me busy using science as a method for me to speak to you today. But we tend to grasp at hope. And where hope can get, I've got this like love-hate relationship with hope. On the one hand, we need hope. Because hope is that inspiration. Hope is that, yes, it can be better. Yes, it can change. Yes, I'm capable of achieving all my dreams. That's the cool part of hope. Not so cool part of hope is that you disempower yourself. Because now you step back from taking action and you wait. And you wait for somebody else to change, and you wait for the results that you want to happen, and you wait for somebody to recognize your greatness or to give you an opportunity. So there's my love-hate relationship with hope. I think you can probably identify with that. But the true power is 100% within you. And when you reach any point in your life, and it can be positive or negative, and I know sometimes these sessions tend to be, quite a hard hitting. We're talking about the difficult stuff. And we can use this perspective and this philosophy for the really good stuff and also the really difficult things. So when something good happens in our life, absorb the learning and go, wow, that really worked. I need to do more of that. Okay. Conversely, when that happens, it normally activates some form of learned fear, some trigger fear, because when we want to do more of something great, we have to grow. Growing is the unknown, enter fear, and then of course we come back to that cycle. Now, the power within you is, where within me, where within my beliefs, my behavior, and my habits, is there a block? Because if there's a block on the outside, there is a block on the inside. And you have two choices. You can focus on the outside and keep hoping and waiting and feeling like a victim and feeling alone and unsupported and lacking in strength. Or you can recognize that these very clear markers are telling you exactly what to do. So these answers that you are looking for and the way that you can move forward literally is being presented to you. So if you are having a problem with relationships, where is the block within you? And I'm going to stop using the word block. Where is the clear direction within you? And that is that learned wisdom that we have to have the courage to use. So is the guidance, the message, brackets block, saying to you, I keep allowing poor treatment into my life, and that's why I'm with somebody who treats me poorly. I don't know how to communicate my needs, my wants, my emotions, and that's why I always feel misunderstood. I always feel unloved, unrecognized, and that it's because deep down I don't feel worthy. Therefore, I'm not being treated with worth. Atrium and learned wisdom, yes. So when we can recognize that these challenges that we are experiencing in our outside world are perfectly clear messages of where we need to spend energy and time shifting and growing and pouring love into, then we truly manifest on the outside. So that was an example in relationships. Let's have a look at money. Why am I always struggling? Why am I not able to earn what I am worth? Why do I always feel so panicky about asking for more money, or about spending money, or about attracting money? There's that block that you're experiencing on the outside. Now let's see what that message is telling you. Well, I don't feel deep down that I am worth money. I don't actually know what I would do if I had this enormous amount of wealth. I feel like other people should have the wealth before me because I feel guilty for those less fortunate. So there's the money thing. So when you are feeling this very strong energy of, I suppose it's also frustration, this like almost apathy, like, fuck, nothing I do is working anyway. And no matter how long, there's this definite thread of time that's been coming through here. I feel like a lot of us have been on a specific trajectory or a specific goal for a long time, and you may have only been in it for a short amount of time, but it's been marinating for you for a long time, and you've known for a long time that this is the direction you need to go in, and you've already done some big steps and taken brave action, okay? And now you're in it, it's happening, but it's not completed. So let me just bring these moving parts together for you. On the one hand, that strength that you are needing is not about enduring. It's not about I need more strength to wait longer, to have more endurance. It's not. That strength is about taking ownership. Okay, thank you. Thank you for these pause moments, these blocks, these challenges, because it is telling me exactly what my next step is. And that next step is something that I have 100% control over. I know I need to work on my vulnerability. I need to work on my scarcity versus abundance. I need to work on my worth. I need to work on my belief systems. There is an energetic block that is here. And if we want to expand and grow on the inside and on the outside, then we have to allow the energy to flow, which means where there's a block, we must go in and open it. And I know, God, we're human, and it's such a paradox, such a duality, because we are built as a tribe. We have to have connection. We are physiologically and psychologically and emotionally dependent on it. All right, we will not survive alone. What's that thing that they do to prisoners? Isolation. Like as a punishment, they isolate people because it's a punishment to be alone. So half of us, a big primal biological part of us, needs that connection. And it's very difficult to, in a weird way, step back from that connection and go, you know what? The things that I need aren't going to come from other people. They aren't going to, nobody else can rescue me. Nobody else can find the solutions that I need. Nobody else can provide the outcome that I want except me. So we have this push-pull within us. I don't want to do this alone. I want to have support. I want somebody to help me and to rescue me. But the paradox is that when we pull back from that and we take ownership and we do it ourselves, then it feeds back and we're actually able to have that real connection and that real support, because it's coming from such a beautiful place of true strength, strength of self. Okay, so getting back to that learned wisdom, I think it's time to ask yourself, what are you still doing the same of? Are you still engaging in the same relationships? Is your daily routine still the same? Where have you not applied what you have already learned? And I'm feeling like actually do this as a practical example. Actually grab a pen and paper and go like 2 columns. First column is, this is where I'm feeling stuck. This is what I am feeling exhausted about. This is what I'm worrying about. Dun, 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 dun. And then on the other side, write down what you have learned in the last couple of years of your life. I've learned that certain relationships detract from my focus and my energy. I've learned that when I don't wake up on a very practical level, if I don't wake up at a certain time and start my day positively, I actually have a useless day and then it's a whole day wasted. I've learned that if I wait for somebody else to give me the answer, or if I wait to be rescued, I feel disempowered, I feel abandoned, I feel all these low vibrational energies. Okay, so be very conscious about those big lessons, and I know that you know what those big lessons are, because they were big lessons, right? They bitch slapped you. Okay, they were hard. So be conscious of what those lessons are, and then decide how you are going to move forward with them being integrated into your life. And I said previously, it's a different type of strength, because it takes the strength that I think you have been relying on is this endurance strength. I've just got to get through this. It'll end soon. I've just got to make it to the other side. And I want you, I just felt that that's beautiful. I want you to shift that strength to, I have absolute, let me just try and capture this. This is a cool energy I just felt. This different strength is, I know. Oh, okay, sorry, I'm busy feeling as I'm talking here. So there's 2 things that just happened. When I was about to describe the second strength, it was like this massively big, solid, good feeling. And then instantly, there was fear and there was a hollowness. And I'm going to talk you through that quickly. So there is a fear associated with true empowerment, true accountability, because if we have the courage to step into that absolute ownership of your life, I will own my mistakes, I will own my triumphs, I will own my thoughts, my emotions, I will own this incredibly powerful mechanism, tool that I am, and I will put effort in daily to make sure that this tool is functioning properly, which means I will heal those blocks, I will heal old wounds, I will purposefully and consciously every day be in charge of my thoughts, my reactions, and my habits, okay? The immediate fear behind that is, what if I fail? And it sounded like a lot of effort. It is effort in the beginning, but it becomes so habitual when we know this limitless resource that is ourselves. Sorry, I've just realized, yeah, I knew it. I got this instant thought like, shit, what's the time? All right, guys, we are coming to a close here. That fear will always be present, always. It's part of human life. So maybe decide which kind of fear is better for you. Because you can use the fear of being as great as you are, as incredible you are. You can rather experience the fear of being seen, being successful, living to your absolute maximum capacity. Or you can experience the fear of the much lower stuff, the fear of abandonment, the fear of rejection, the fear of failure. Either way, you're going to have fear in your life. Rather attract those little fear fairies when you're being amazing and when you're going for it, all right, rather than when you're being small and you're waiting. Okay, very quickly, big messages for today. don't misinterpret these challenges as an endpoint, as I'm done, there's nothing more I can do. Use them as a very clear guidance to where within you, you are growing, you are expanding, you are healing. There is a feeling coming up for me about childhood stuff. It might be rearing its head again. It is an onion peel, and I know you've done probably quite a bit of like childhood healing, but there might be more stuff. And that stuff is sitting as energetic blocks, right? So that's where our guidance system is telling us to look. Please, although it is difficult to do this life thing using only you, and I know you can perhaps in the past misinterpreted it as I'm alone, I have to do this by myself, why am I not supported, why has no one helped me? No, shift your perspective to, wow, I don't have to wait, I don't have to rely on somebody else. I have this incredible power to direct my life, and if there is a area in my life in which I'm battling to move forward, in which I'm battling to keep the momentum going, that's cool, because now I can go within and I can find it, because right, you've recognized it. But do it differently. Take your learned wisdom and actually apply it. Otherwise you will keep doing the same thing and you will not see the different results. So quick recap, get clear, grab that pen and paper, get clear about where you are stuck, try and identify it within yourself. What are the big learning things that you have recognized over the last couple of years? Now, how can you take them forward with brave action and true solid strength? Use your wisdom. There's no point in growing yourself if you don't use what you have grown. Okay, I wanted to chat about intuition as well, but there's no time for that because I talk too much. All right, thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Truman. I want to learn how to identify those blockages. Okay, cool. So maybe we will chat about that next week, because that is quite a big topic, and I know a lot of people, it's that bridge in the gap, right? It's like, I can see it, I just don't know what to do with it. Okay, cool. Thanks, Truman. We'll chat about that next week, I think. Great. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And if, just a reminder, if there is more that you'd like to do, whether it be one-on-one coaching live or specific topics, then put it in the comment section. And have a beautiful, wonderful week. And be grateful for these. Be grateful for these messages. They are here to support you and help you open and blossom. They are not here to stop you. Okay, they're not here to limit you. They are here. They are here to help you become limitless. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time, and wishing you a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.